Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today you're joining me with Billy's FK2. This car's been with us for the past few months for an engine build, gearbox build and a few other supporting modifications. So I just wanted to give you a walk around, show you a few features of the car and show you what I've been up to. Okay, so stepping into the interior, there hasn't been too much of an upgrade. We've put one of our Dream gear knobs on along with the gear gator to match the wheel that Billy's already got on the car. When doing the engine conversion, we've also gone for Civex and methanol injection. So with the methanol injection, another part that we'd used was an AEM fail-safe gauge. We've mounted that into the gauge pod here, using one of the Riot gauge pod holders for the FK2. Works really well, and it just makes it feel like it's another OEM part that's not quite OEM, but nearly OEM that's there fitted in the car. Some of the functions that we've got on the Civex is that we've got 8 switchable maps, and they can all be done off of your cruise control buttons. So between the up and down, we can select, and the rev gauge will then display each number as to what map that we're in. Once in any one of those maps, we can always use the limb button. That gives us pops and bangs on request, as well as anti-lag at a standstill or rolling. With the fact that Civex runs on some of the CAN systems, it means that we can obviously use switches off the steering wheel and various others. So we've got the idle stop button down here that we've then got flat throttle shifting and rev matching on. So they can be added or taken off driver assist as and when obviously Billy feels that he'd like those on there. So like I say, there's not much change in the interior other than a few little functions on the steering wheel, integrated functions that you're not going to see, but as a driver you're really going to notice and benefit from as well. Obviously Civex traction control's there all the time unless it's switched off, and if you haven't seen or experienced Civex traction control, it really is one of the benefits of using this system, is to be able to get the power that, obviously we've increased the power to be able to get the power on the road. It really needs to be felt and seen to be believed and seen the most of, really. Okay, so under the hood now, obviously I said the engine build, gearbox build, not too much of a gearbox build, more of a gearbox refresh. So we had bearings, synchros and a quafe diff going into this. On engine side though, we've used a full race FK8 turbo kit using the G25 660 turbo. Obviously bought that kit from Full Race, and we've made some adaptations then to make it fit the FK2. So there's a downpipe adaptation and a couple of boost pipes that we need to change. Other than that, most of the system fitted over, obviously being the same engine, it's all quite compatible. So it does look quite familiar. On the turbo and downpipe itself, we've had those lags, like we've used some of our lagging that we've done on our water pipes and our own downpipes previously, just to try and make this a bit more of a complete heat managed product, solution really. Something that Billy can really get in there and use without having to worry about like overheating and all the other sort of scenarios that go around with tuning. This particular engine has had a set of the Dream 86.5 oversized pistons. We've got the Sayens rods. We also sent the block over to Jeff at CNC Works in America. He's done a block guard on it for us there. Cylinder head went to Luke at 4 pistons for a CNC job, along with Ferreira valves, Ferreira valve springs and a Ferreira VTEC delete kit. Putting that all together, we then combined a Hyundai fuel kit, so he's got the injectors and the high pressure pump. Reports back from Remain when we was mapping is that the pump is good, really good. Like we can see a good 200 bar across the range, and it's just there, solid. So there's a couple of little restrictions that we found once we was at mapping. The exhaust system and the inlet, there's 2 small bottlenecks on that there. So if we feel that we open up, so if you look from Iventuri here, we've got quite a large diameter going in, next down and then back large again. So if we were to keep this a lot more true, 3 inch all the way through there. Likewise with the exhaust, we've had a few boxes cut out of the exhaust, or Billy has previously. Some of that section there is necked down as well, then increases in diameter, then shortens back down again. So again, if we were to keep that full 3 inch system all the way through, we feel that we'd probably push the car a little bit further, maybe get a little bit more power out of it. So cooling wise, we've fitted one of our Dream radiators. We've also gone for a 19-row Hell oil cooler, just plumbed in front of the AirTech intercooler. AirTech was clearly there already beforehand. The bits that we've added in this time was the radiator and the cooler. One thing that we had to do with the radiator, because we were using the Full Race turbo kit here, and the size of where the pipes are and just the overall size increase of the G25, is we've had to tilt the radiator slightly forward. So We actually ended up cutting the crossbar. We took probably a 25mm section out of the crossbar, tilted the rad forward, new rad brackets on the top, just to again allow that little bit more space for the turbo, not only to breathe, but just where it's going to be moving, air around it, just to make sure that nothing's going to be rubbing. Other areas that we've taken up and used from the FK8, we've used radium catch cans. So again, developed for the FK8, but again, no reason why we can't be using those on the FK2 with a small bit of adaptation. So one this side, one mounted just down the front there as well. Just again to aid the breathing of this engine with the, the fact that we're demanding a little bit more of it, we just need to try and help aid all those areas which might need that bit more help. Okay, so I think that kind of concludes on our little walk around of the car. Let's get fired up, go for a little road test and hopefully give you guys a couple of sound clips. Okay, so I hope that's given you a little bit of a teaser for what we've been up to on Billy's car. If you like the video and you want to see more, hit the like, share and subscribe buttons and we'll see you on the next one.